Ever wondered what happens behind the walls of prisons? What about the complex world of prison gangs? Today, we're delving into these hidden societies that thrive behind bars. This is an intricate world, a microcosm within our society, where power, control, and survival are the name of the game. When we think about prisons, we often imagine a straightforward system of punishment and rehabilitation. Yet within these walls, a whole other layer of hierarchy exists. A world that is ruled not by wardens or correctional officers, but by a complex network of gangs. But what prompts the formation of these gangs? The reasons are as varied as the inmates themselves. For some, it's a matter of survival. The harsh realities of prison life make finding a group to belong to a necessity rather than a choice. For others, it's about power and control, a way to assert dominance and command respect in an environment where such commodities are hard to come by. Gangs can also provide a sense of identity and belonging. In an environment where individuality is stripped away, being part of a group can offer a semblance of self. Some prisoners even join gangs as a way to maintain cultural ties and a sense of community. However, the existence of these gangs is not without its implications. They can escalate violence, fuel racial tension, and disrupt the rehabilitation process. Yet, they also create a form of order within the chaos, a system of checks and balances that, ironically, can keep the peace. Over the years, various gangs have risen and fallen, each leaving their mark on the prison ecosystem. From the Aryan Brotherhood to the Mexican Mafia, the Black Guerrilla family to the Latin Kings, and from the Bloods to the Crips, each gang has its unique history and impact on prison culture. In this video, we'll take a look at the top 10 prison gangs and their impacts on the prison ecosystem. We'll explore their origins, their operations, and their lasting influence on the world behind bars. So, buckle up as we journey into this hidden world, where the rules are different, and survival is everything. First on our list is the Aryan Brotherhood. Formed in California's San Quentin State Prison in the late 1960s, this group quickly garnered a reputation for brutality. Their origins are rooted in self-protection against other racial gangs, but their activities soon spiraled beyond that. The Aryan Brotherhood operates under a paramilitary structure, with a strict code of conduct and hierarchy. They're involved in numerous illicit activities, including drug trafficking, extortion, and murder for hire. Their influence extends beyond prison walls and into the free world, making them one of the most dangerous gangs inside and outside of prison. Their impact on prison culture is profound. They've managed to instill fear and command respect through their ruthless and violent behavior. Despite their relatively small numbers, the Aryan Brotherhood is responsible for a large proportion of prison violence. They are a stark reminder of the harsh realities that exist within the confines of correctional facilities. Next, we delve into the world of the Mexican Mafia. Known as La M, or the M, this organization has deep roots reaching back to the mid-20th century. Established in the 1950s within the Californian prison system, this gang was initially formed as a means of protection against other predatory prison groups. Over the decades, the Mexican Mafia has grown into a formidable force, extending its influence beyond prison walls and into the wider community. Its operations encompass a range of criminal activities, including drug trafficking, murder, and extortion. The Mexican Mafia's power within the correctional facilities is a testament to its organizational structure, with a strict hierarchy and rules that members are expected to obey. Despite efforts to dismantle these organizations, the Mexican Mafia remains a significant presence in the prison system. Its members are known for their loyalty and ruthless tactics, making this group a force to be reckoned with. The Mexican Mafia, although originally formed for protection, has evolved into a sophisticated criminal enterprise. Now to the Black Guerrilla family, a gang with a political agenda. Born from the turbulent civil rights era of the 60s, the Black Guerrilla family was established within the walls of San Quentin State Prison, California. Unlike many other prison gangs, this group was formed with a distinct political agenda, a revolutionary agenda inspired by Marxist ideology and black nationalism. The founders of the Black Guerrilla family sought to eradicate racism, maintain dignity in prison, and overthrow the United States government. They saw themselves as soldiers rather than gang members, fighting a war against oppression and injustice. Their activities, however, often echo typical gang behavior, such as drug trafficking, robbery, and violence. Over the decades, the Black Guerrilla family has evolved and expanded, leaving an indelible impact on the dynamics of prison culture. Their influence extends beyond the prison walls, affecting communities and sparking discussions about systemic issues. The Black Guerrilla family, while less known, has left an undeniable mark on prison culture. Let's now turn to the Latin Kings, one of the largest Hispanic gangs in US prisons. They first emerged in the streets of Chicago in the late 1940s, originally formed to uplift the Hispanic community. However, the group soon evolved into a criminal organization. Inside correctional facilities, the Latin Kings are known for their strict hierarchical structure and organized operations. Each member has a specific role, contributing to the overall functioning of the gang. Their influence permeates the prison environment, shaping power dynamics, and often leading to violence and unrest. The Latin Kings are also notorious for their illegal activities, ranging from drug trafficking to extortion. These operations not only affect the prison system, but also spill over into the outside world, impacting communities far and wide. Despite numerous crackdowns, the Latin Kings remain a formidable force within the US prison system. The Latin Kings' influence extends far beyond the prison walls, affecting communities as well. The Bloods, a gang infamous for its rivalry with the Crips. Emerging in the early 70s in Los Angeles, the Bloods were initially composed of different street gangs banding together to counter the growing influence of the Crips. Their signature color, red, is now synonymous with their identity. Once inside the prison system, the Bloods have been known for their fierce loyalty and violent tendencies. Their activities range from drug trafficking to extortion, creating a wave of fear and control within the prison walls. The Bloods and the Crips, two sides of the same violent coin, have brought their feud from the streets into the prisons. This rivalry has been the cause of countless incidents of violence, resulting in a toxic environment that further fuels the cycle of crime and retaliation. The Bloods-Crips rivalry has resulted in some of the most violent episodes in prison history, a testament to the destructive power of gang culture inside these correctional facilities. Speaking of the Crips, let's explore their presence in prisons. Originating in Los Angeles in the late 1960s, the Crips have become one of the most notorious gangs in American prisons. Their roots lie deeply entwined with social unrest and neighborhood loyalty, factors that continue to fuel their growth within correctional facilities. Their activities behind bars mirror those on the streets, from drug trafficking to violent incidents. The Crips' ongoing conflict with the Bloods, a rivalry that dates back to their inception, has significantly influenced the dynamics within prisons. This feud isn't just a street affair, it permeates the prison walls, leading to a heightened level of violence and tension. The presence of the Crips in prisons has a profound impact on the safety and rehabilitation efforts within these facilities. The Crips, much like the Bloods, play a central role in prison violence due to their long-standing feud. Next up, the oldest organized crime group in the US, the Irish Mob. Formed in the early 19th century, the Irish Mob has a rich history that spans over 2 centuries. Originally, they operated as street gangs. Their influence gradually expanded into various criminal activities, including racketeering, drug trafficking, and even political corruption. In the confines of prison, the Irish Mob's operations are somewhat unique. They are known for their strategy of flying under the radar, often avoiding the limelight that other gangs might seek. This allows them to operate quietly and efficiently within the prison system, fostering alliances and influencing power dynamics with their subtle yet effective approach. The impact of the Irish Mob on prison culture is significant. They have shaped the way gangs interact, introducing a level of sophistication and subtlety often unseen in this environment. This influence also extends beyond the prison walls, affecting the broader societal perspective on gang culture. The Irish Mob, while not as prominent as others, still holds considerable influence in the prison system. The Nuestra Familia, a gang born out of the need for self-protection. Established in the late 60s in California's Soledad prison, the Nuestra Familia was formed by rural, northern Mexican Americans as a response to the existing Mexican Mafia. Their formation was not just a mark of defiance, but a desperate measure for survival. The operations of the Nuestra Familia are systematic and structured. They run on a strict code of conduct, with an intricate hierarchy that mirrors the organization of a corporation. This level of order and discipline has allowed them to exert significant influence within the prison system. Their influence extends beyond prison walls. The Nuestra Familia has been known to orchestrate drug trafficking, extortion, and even murder from behind bars. Despite numerous crackdowns, their stronghold remains unbroken. They have successfully managed to maintain a cycle of recruitment and control that keeps their organization thriving. The Nuestra Familia has become a formidable force within the prison system. Each of these gangs, with their unique origins and purposes, shape the prison culture in different ways. The Aryan Brotherhood, steeped in racial ideologies, has a profound influence on prison politics, while the Mexican Mafia exerts control through a network of alliances and rivalries. The Black Guerrilla family, founded on principles of black empowerment, uses its influence to foster unity and resistance. The Latin Kings, the Bloods, and the Crips each contribute to the culture through their distinct identities and territorial disputes. The Irish mob, with its roots in social rebellion, and the Nuestra Familia, a group rooted in cultural preservation, add further layers to this intricate tapestry. Each of these groups not only impacts the immediate environment of the prison, but also the overall societal perception of incarceration. Their presence highlights the power dynamics and violence that often overshadow the intended rehabilitative purpose of these institutions. So, while the walls of prisons are meant to confine criminals, they also house these complex ecosystems of power, control, and survival.